Welcome back to Confessions of a Beauty Boss. Can you believe how many episodes of these we've done now?
I know. I feel like I'm running out of things to talk about.
We never run out of things to talk about. We say that every week, and then before we know it, we've blathered away about absolute nonsense for a good half an hour at least every time we've done it.
That's true.
We're talking about length of episodes. What does the
What's
listeners
acceptable?
believe? What's acceptable? Are we boring you after 20 minutes, or is that your dog walk? Is that whatever? So
whatever. That was another thing we were so critical this week. That's maybe we'll just do the judgment episode.
Yes, let's talk about judgment. We're going to talk about money mindset. We'll cover that in another one, but let's talk about judgment and how we judge ourselves. I'm really struggling with these people keep saying, oh, I heard your podcast, you come across really well, and I'm just like dying inside because I don't think we're not interesting, but I don't think we're funny or whatever. But I suppose the whole point of us doing this was for you and I just to talk about the challenges we face every day,
business,
the experiences that we've had, good and bad.
Well, we've had many a student or fellow kind of business friends in the industry been like, oh, you should share that, you should share that, you should write a book, you should do this. So
the book's coming. No,
the book's coming. So the fear of judgment, we had a big dose of imposter syndrome in the beginning when we started the salon and probably more so for the academy, because the industry is what I knew at the beginning. You might have felt a bit different because you were coming into a different industry.
Yeah, and for me, as much as business is the same, a business running a business is running a business. It's the same things, it's staff, it's people, it's, all those things. But it was such a different field that I knew nothing about, that I really struggled to find processes, help make processes better when I didn't understand the business. But now, 8 years on, I've picked up a lot and I feel I know more. But the whole imposter syndrome, I was coming in thinking, don't want to ask a question because it might be a stupid question to ask about that treatment or whatever. But
we're the ones that are forever saying there's no such thing as a silly question.
It's like even in everything in life, if you see somebody doing something and they're doing it well, never be embarrassed to ask, how did you do that? They'll probably be flattered that you think they're good at it by asking the question, how did you get good at it? Like social media. Or
your ego must be huge if you think that you know everything. Even in the industry that you're in, like you could be 30, 40 years down in an industry. You're never going to know it all.
No.
So
never. There's always going to be something new or something you've not done or a mistake you're going to make, always.
So we were talking to our friend Vic last week as well about something completely different, but our thing is always, what is the worst that could happen? Yeah. So that's the mentality we've had to train ourselves into for like social media. Our girls are like, how do you do that? We don't watch it back. Yeah. Because we do cringe at ourselves. We don't want to be all over social media constantly, but that's how we build our brands.
No, and we were talking, one of the girls in works, Amy, she won't mind me saying this, about 11, she was like, oh, I really don't find it comfortable behind the camera. And we're both going, well, do you think we actually enjoy it? And again, that's that whole, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Exactly.
Someone will judge you, but it's not our problem.
It's not our business.
It's not our
business.
And
see if they judge you. Jog on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. We actually had a big conversation about this on Friday when we met up with Vic and Adam, about their perception or what they're doing in social media, because we think they're smashing it. We think they're confident. They're dealing with massive clients.
Which they are. They're doing amazing in business, but they still have that self-sabotage mode as well of not looking a certain way or feeling like they've not got as many clients as what they would like on board. Yeah.
It's so hard.
We're always so hard on ourselves.
Judge other people and judge ourselves. I'm really, really trying not to be judgy. If I'm talking, we all have a wee laugh. When you're talking about a celebrity or whatever, you go, I bet you they've got this, or
we're the worst at judging ourselves and being critical in ourselves. So I was looking at the clips for the podcast because we have to choose things from it and send back. And I said to Kate, you need to stop saying whatever, and I need to stop saying I all the time. So I was like, I'm like, on to our next conversation, because you pick up all your wee bad habits when you're having to watch yourself.
Because you're having to listen back, as you say, to pull some of the clips out or edit our wee bits. And we keep hearing bits of ourselves. I could hear myself talking the other day and I was dying at the other side of my desk.
Up, you're like, whatever.
Saying it all the time.
So our first kind of reality of fear of judgment was probably one, being in social media in the beginning. staff coming and going as well, what people must think of us. They must think that we're bad employers if people are coming
That's
and
a big
going.
One. Actually, we still do it now.
Yeah.
8 years in, if a staff member moves on to do something else, we always think, because sometimes it happens, I don't know if this is a common thing in the industry, it comes in waves.
It is.
You seem to get one person goes, and then maybe one or two others will go round about the same time, and then you start to think,
Question
looks
yourself.
out there, it looks out there as if everybody's leaving us again. And it's not, it's just the industry is such a thing where they reach a progression stage, or their circumstances change, or their home life changes. It can be a huge manner of different things. And we go, oh God, does that look bad on us? So again, that's us judging what other people think.
And
it
again,
shouldn't matter.
there will be some people that are out there thinking that as well.
Yeah.
It's none of our business.
No.
If they want to, they don't know the reality of it.
Yeah.
Unless they're living in the scenario that's happening there, then
Yeah.
let them theory.
And
Mel
maybe
Robbins.
they're delusional that it's not happening to them, and it will be.
Aye.
They're just judging us because it's happening to us. It's probably happening in their business as well. But
So our second lot of judgment, I would say, would be with the academy. Excuse me, because we were new into the training zone and private training zone. It was that whole comparison, like looking at how other people are doing things. Until we found our niche, we were constantly fearful of judgment because, let's face it, the academy took years before it even took off the ground.
yeah, so we had a good spell running the academy, trying to get it off the ground, trying to get connections with people, and we didn't feel as though it was going places. And then Urban was getting so busy and getting so big that we let ourselves be distracted, and it was almost a thing in the background. Then COVID, we were closed completely, and it gave us that time to step back and look in and say, right, what are we going to do with the academy? Where can we change things? We probably at one point discussed turning the academy area into
more beauty
rooms because we
it
thought,
seemed like too much hard work.
Yeah, the academy seemed like harder work. Beauty was easier because we were getting busy and filling it, and I'm so glad we didn't.
Yeah.
We stuck it out, and then, as you say, we found our niche, which is we just want to do the qualifications.
Which wasn't just
side
off
of
of our back.
No.
It was about us connecting with people that helped us out to get to the stage that we were at as well. So that's another thing as well. Don't be fearful of putting yourself out there and asking for help, or people finding out that someone helped you along the way, because that's what generally happens in business. To climb up the scale, you're lucky if it just happens off the bat, or your hard work and determination.
And that's so unusual.
Yeah.
It's the odd person, it's luck that happens. They just fall onto something and it works first time. But most people in business are plugging away at it for years and really trying their hardest to get what they need to get done.
Next step of fear of judgment for us, as we were growing the academy, we started throwing ourselves into networking events.
Yeah.
And that still gives me the ick at times, because you're not being a false person, but you're being the most professional that you are in the industry. You're probably not as relaxed. However, I would say Leon from Ishka gave us the ultimate of compliments, and he said, I've never met a pair so authentic in my life. And I think that's such a big compliment that you could get.
That we're not fake. For me, the networking thing, I'm not as uncomfortable as you about it, because I'll just talk to anybody. And you're the same, but probably more in a smaller circle. You know, you're surrounded by
I don't know so much, because I've been asked to do panel talks, and I feel, obviously I'm nervous, but I feel fine because I know my field and I know I'm confident in what I'm talking about.
You're probably more confident doing that than just walking up to a stranger in a room to chat to them, I would say.
I don't know what it is. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I'm the same, but I'll do it. I've done it in the past.
Sometimes as well, I'm not going to lie, I just can't be bothered.
Aye.
It's that whole, I'm being real. It's just like, I'm going to have to make like small talk. Small talk's not my thing.
No.
I like having connections with people and feeling, and that's probably why I do in networking events gravitate to the same groups of people that I'm friendly with, because I've got a connection and I can have a laugh with them. Whereas you're very good at
and that's how you make new connections as well, you know, because it's easy to gravitate towards the people that you know. And, you know, we've had great business connections and got great business from connections and friends, but you'll make new ones by having that icky moment of pushing yourself over into that
and
conversation.
again, you will meet some roasters along the way.
I'll always meet a few roasters.
But then you meet some great connections as well, and some people that you end up being really good friends with as well.
Yeah, I'd say we've got now a group of people that we have really connected well with, but going along to that, we've got a couple of new events coming up. You know, we're going to a few things, and there will be a couple of people there that will be new connections, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, and that's why we push ourselves. And that's what I was going to say. Look for things that you can connect with. You know, if you're a small one-person business, look for groups that you can join. Whether it might even be groups online, it might even be social groups online where you don't even need to go to a networking event, but people are connecting you and pushing
Laura,
you together.
who's got the Glasgow Girls Club.
An amazing
it's a great
organisation
group to be part of. They do it's almost like speed dating.
Yep.
And again, it can be a bit uncomfortable, but everybody is feeling the same way. And it's literally 10 minutes per person. And then you relax as you go through your first couple of people.
Our first one we went along to, both of us were a bit like, oh God, what do we talk about? What do we say? It's literally 5 minutes. I feel as though you've just sat down and introduced yourself and told the person what you do and had a couple of minutes of having a laugh, and then they move on to the next one. But you've made that connection with that person, and you're like, oh, she definitely has something I need, or I know someone who would use that, or I would bank
photographers that can take pictures or video footage of our premises, treatments, etc. We've met coaches along the way through that. So lots of different networking events really do help kind of open up business to a next level.
And I think even the Girls Club one, they do a Friday meet-up thing where you can go along, and it's just like, it's held in maybe a solicitor's office or a mortgage advisor's office. So it covers everything. It's not just about your beauty business, it's about things you need personally. So we would talk about things like make things easier for yourself at home so that it's easier. You've got more time to devote for your business. So, you know, ship things out. Like we've had this conversation before, like ironing. Get somebody to do your ironing.
We've got a
cleaner.
Yeah, my friend's got her own cleaning business, and she comes in and sorts us out.
We took her on to do that because we found we were getting to the point where we were so frazzled during the day, going home at night and then still having to do so much things. We were getting to that burnout stage. So it's like, sit down and look at everything you do in a day or a week and try and take some bits out. Like us, like accountants, we use HR, social media people, we use Ailey for HR. Take bits of your business out. You'll think, oh my goodness, I can't afford to pay it. You'd be amazed that when you do something like that, you find the money to pay for it. You know, it comes round on itself because you free yourself up time-wise to maybe be a wee bit more creative, which can then generate you a wee bit more income because you're being creative with your time.
Yeah.
But it's hard to make that step, and we've been lucky by doing mindset things and having each other and pushing each other. One of us will push it to do it, and the other's maybe going, oh, I don't know.
I think it depends how you feel as well. Obviously, women, different stages of the month, you're more energetic than others as well. Like sometimes I'm like totally up for the networking, and then other times I'm like, oh God, I can see this far enough.
Yeah, I just want to hide in my house and watch a big bag of crisps and watch.
I'm sick of talking about myself.
TV. I know, because that's what you do. You have to put on a false facade when you go to these events. You have to pretend to be this really all put together, professional, enthusiastic, got it all going on person.
I think that was my main struggle between the two, even though it's in the same industry. In a salon setting, you can always be yourself around your clients. They take you for who you are. And I'm not saying the training side they don't, but there is an element
you have to be
of
more
being
polished
more
and professional.
Yeah.
You have to look as though you have it all in place.
It's kind of
and
like
you know what you're doing.
the posts that you put on LinkedIn are very different to what I would put on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good one because we do have both those sides. It's like taking one hat off and putting the other hat on. And even for this, when we've talked about doing this, it's both it's all 4 businesses that we have are all involved in this because we're kind of doing this to talk about people who are running their own businesses and things. But it's that differentiating. We would say some things normally in our day-to-day lives that you think, can you really say that? And it's because in the academy you are training the girls to be professional and work in a 5-star professional environment.
So you need to lead by example.
So you need to show that to them. We can't sit here and talk about inappropriate conversations. And
however, there are elements of the industry that you can talk about that's happened to you because it's real life scenarios.
This is for us. It's like it's trying to keep that that line before we cross it.
So this was our kind of latest journey with the podcast and the latest icky feeling about judgment and failure, and why are we so scared of failing as well? Because when you fail, that's where you end up getting the greatest success for half the time, because you learn from it. So
I know.
Again, it's what's the worst that can happen in this scenario?
And we know this, but we still do it. We still have that, let's pull back a wee bit, just let's hold it in.
I think we're getting better at taking the piss out ourselves a bit more, but as well. So it was like when I was going over these clips, I was mocking both of us, but we're more aware now of
whatever.
Whatever.
I need to find a new word that I'm going to say instead of whatever. When I can't think of something to say.
Conversation with so. I do that on social media as well.
We've had this conversation before when you had to start a video. When you go to start a video clip, how do you, hi guys, or so I'm on today to tell you this. It's like you don't have to announce why you're there. People are just watching it. They'll just listen to what you're saying.
And like I was saying to Vic last week, she was talking about posting something and I'm like, just do it. And I was like, what's stopping you from doing it? And she's like, judgment. And I was like, see if you have a troll, you've made it.
Yeah.
So just
somebody's
go for
noticed
it.
You. I know. Go with it. Don't worry about it. And I said that to her. She thinks what she thinks isn't right. What she is making her uncomfortable is actually reassuring someone else who probably feels the same way as she does by her putting herself out there and doing it. I think she did it actually. I seen her social media post and she did it. So sometimes it's just putting it out there and going, do you know what?
And you're always going to have people that relate to you and people that don't.
And people that talk about you and people that bitch about you and stuff.
The people that don't watch us. And see if you do watch us and you're being critical, thanks. Can you like and follow and subscribe?
So, I don't care if you don't like what we're doing, but just give us some follows anyway.
I know. You've added to our listener list. Thank you.
Listen again next week, please.
So is there anything coming up that you're fearful of judgment with? I think so. We've got Spafest coming up and I'm in a panel talk with them. And again, I know what I'm talking about, but I think it's the group of people. They're all very professional. They've been in the industry a lot longer than me as well. Sometimes you're scared of saying something that maybe is slightly incorrect and or looking like a fool or but then
or forgetting or getting your words mixed up or saying because it's so easy to say one wrong word that is taken
and the wrong context. And because of like the panel that's people that's on, I'm like, right, I really need to be polished for this, know what I'm talking about.
Do your research, look into what everybody's their experiences
can I wing that day,
but at the same time don't overthink it.
I know, because I know what I'm talking about and I know my industry.
And they've invited you on that panel because you do know what you're talking about, or they wouldn't have you in the panel. You'd just be sitting in the audience.
I know. I think it was like when I went in the Babtac at the Scottish Parliament. I think that's the biggest fear I've had for years. Because it was such an important topic that we were discussing that I was scared of saying the wrong thing. But
you didn't, because you knew your stuff.
I
you
know,
knew exactly
but
what
I
you were
don't
talking
think
about.
I've ever had a moment in my career, probably to date, that I felt so nervous about than what I did at that moment.
I think the environment as well.
Probably.
We walked into Holyrood, we went through security scanners. There was a panel of people there, like experts that are absolutely smashing their industry.
But and then little old me.
Jenny for the block.
I'm like, Kate, get a photo.
Get a picture for social.
Caroline Hirons is 2 down.
So true.
I know. But that's life, isn't it?
Know.
We are good at having laughs about that. We're very good, I think, at flipping it. So we can have really inappropriate dark thoughts and chats with each other, and then someone walks along, we're like, hello, I'm Jenny from the Academy. So
very professional, but in the background we're just talking rubbish.
I know, sometimes all we need is a look, don't we? And again, it's that whole networking thing when I'm like, right, I'm tapping out.
Save me. Come and get me.
If we all know that person that maybe in the industry that we've been stuck with a bit longer than we anticipated with, that you're just at the stage of,
because there's people in the industry that think they are more mature and know more than you and will tell you. And remind you. And you're just thinking
time and time again.
You reminded me the last time I met you as well. I do not need this again.
I'm bored of this conversation. Kate sees the glazed eye on me.
I'm like, right, Jenny, this person needs to speak to us next. Let's go.
I suppose that's where we're winning as a relationship and having each other as well, because unfortunately not everybody has a yin and yang.
Yep.
So
find your yin and
find
yang.
your,
Even if it's at a networking event, as Jenny says, we migrate to people that we know. Just find somebody at that networking event the very first time. You might end up find a friend for life. You just don't know. But go along to them. Don't sit in fear.
Put yourself out there. Try and find free events or something that doesn't cost a lot, and just start putting your toe in the water and just trialing it, because I guarantee it'll make a difference to either your confidence or your business, and in turn it probably will have an impact in your business, even by growing your confidence.
Even if you've got your first one, take your manager or one of your team members along with you, just for that wee bit of security.
Listen, we still know people in the industry. I'm not going to name names, but he's a male in the industry and he's always got a wee entourage. And you can tell that it's a discomfort thing with him. So you're just like... Everybody feels that way. There's times I've had to go for things and I feel weird with you not being there, because I feel like we're ant and deck and part of a double act.
I know.
So
everywhere we go, there's two of us.
Yeah.
Can't you just get one of us? You've got to take the two of us.
That kind of feels a bit weird that she's
but
not
because
here
we
today.
do different sides of the business, it's worthwhile being there rather than not being, and then you're coming back and feeding it back or whatever. We're as well just going along
that's
together.
it. There's areas of the business that you do that I'm like, that's not my bag. I do not have a clue. That's a Kate question. That's a Kate question. And then there's areas of my side that you're like, I don't know. That's like education. So,
and we know, stick to your lanes.
That's it. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't be fearful of judgment, because who cares what people think of you? It's none of your business. Let them theory.
So if you're sitting there judging us just now, crack on.
Thanks for the listen.
Thanks for the listen, the like and the subscribe and the share.
Yes.
So we'll take it to the end of this wee episode then, and we will wrap up, and we hopefully will see you the next time. As we've said on a few occasions in this episode, like, share and subscribe.